Commence primary ignition.
Hello, this is voice actor Anna Graves. I am the Duchess Satine from Star Wars The Clone Wars, and you're watching Virtual Cantina Network.
Welcome, citizens of the Republic, to another edition of Clone Wars Revisited, brought to you by the Virtual Cantina Network. And yes, tonight...
I don't think you like
the arc that we definitely watched last week.
Those are my favorite seasons.
Which ones?
Totally.
5, 6, and 7. That's where everything happens.
Yeah. Well, we are coming up on some really great episodes.
For sure.
Well, of course, we're at the last 4 or 5 episodes of the season. They better.
Yeah, we're nearing the end of season 4. Last week, for everyone who was watching along with us, you might remember that we didn't really watch much of the episode because it was all like Texas recap. So tonight we will actually engage with Reiko Hardin and sort of get into it. But we also have some stuff to talk about this week because D23 just happened.
Yes.
So there's a lot to cover. And Skip, you and I watched DC Lanterns.
Yes.
We are not allowed to talk about in depth because spoilers. But yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of that too. Who wants to start on D23? Did anyone have a favorite moment that they want to get into?
I have to say, like, between Indy Navarrete being introduced as Storm in the X-Men movie, killer choice. No, Storm, Rogue. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. And just getting Storm, obviously, Professor Xavier. We have Jean Grey, and then our favorite Adam Driver shows up at the end, and I have the feeling he's going to be playing Mr. Sinister.
He is. He's playing Nathaniel. They announced that.
I love that.
He sort of led us astray by saying he was playing Magneto for a second and then swiftly corrected.
Magneto.
But yeah, I was racking up like all of the reveals, and there wasn't a lot of Star Wars in here. They gave us the trailer for Ahsoka,
good,
which starts in January 20th, 2027. So, which is actually my husband's birthday.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah. So I was like, don't worry, we will definitely go out on your birthday and do something. We won't be home watching Ahsoka season 2. But yeah, that's exciting because it's right around the corner. Like it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like the trailer alone looked so good. We have like, a strange, like, I'm not sure if it's a Night Sister or if he's got like the same kind of like blacked out eyes as the Night Sister, like going up against Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
We have the reunion of Ezra and Zeb.
Yeah.
That was huge. I was like, Ezra Zeb, like I was screaming at work. It was great. I don't understand. I still don't understand what Balin's up to. Like I know they'll obviously have to leave that like a little murky.
Going to Mortis, seemingly, right?
Yeah, looks like Mortis.
Because Ahsoka and Sabine are definitely still on Peridia.
Yeah.
But they obviously make it out. Thrawn has made it out and has returned and is saying prepare for war. And then Sabine is like, I think war is coming. It was actually one of those moments in the trailer. I was like, they just telegraphed it and it actually lost a bit of like gravity, I think. Because he was like, we're going to be ready for war. And Sabine's like, I think a war is coming. And I was like, oh, Jesus. So there was that. Also, we saw our favorite Senator Giono, walking down the hallway. So congrats to Nelson Lee coming back, which was very exciting.
Season 2. Congrats, Nelson.
But other than that, like I feel like it was a lot of clips with very little context. Oh, and Hayden Christensen coming back as a Force ghost, sort of telling Ahsoka this is her trial because she's not a Jedi, right? And she says the famous line in the Clone Wars, I am no Jedi. Is she going to become a Jedi?
I
Is she
don't
going to do
know.
the trial?
He has to choose.
Yeah, I think she's going to do it. I'm putting money on the fact that they want to make her a Jedi so they can start calling her a Jedi, and it'll be a thing because she is credited as like a a fallen Jedi or a lost Jedi in Rise of Skywalker. So there's
Yeah, I
already
was about
some
to say
like
she's. Yeah, I think that kind of canonizes the her voice being on Rise. You know, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
and we view her as like a member of the light side of the Force and someone who I think is the most Jedi that's ever Jedi.
But do you have to be a Jedi in order to do that?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think the Jedi.
That's what
See, and I'm gonna have to change the notification on my phone, which says "I am no Jedi."
I would still keep it. I still
I
think
guess
it's
I
one of the
am
greatest
a
moments.
Jedi.
I don't know. The Jedi
just
are
have
a
Ashley
construct.
record one for you at the next con.
Yeah.
Oh.
Turns out I am a Jedi.
Who
But
knew?
like I think the whole point is that like the Jedi are a construct, right? Like the Force is the Force is the Force, but like
Yeah.
the Jedi are people trying to interpret the Force and creating their own like rules and regulations and
It's
you know,
Christianity.
whatever. Yeah, it's organized religion, right? And we saw
Yeah.
the witches in the High Republic show, The Acolyte, do it very differently, and they didn't even call the Force the Force. They called it the string, the thread,
string.
the thread,
thread.
Thread.
Yeah.
the thread. So like right there, you're seeing different types of interpretation, which means when you get to Mortis, you're not necessarily going to get exactly the stuff that we know to be the things that our Jedi consider to be true. Yeah, definitely the Shining, or the Shinning. Which, by the way, they also announced this. The Simpsons movie is hitting in September of next year, so maybe we'll get a little throwback to the Shinning. But I think with Ahsoka, the big question is why is Anakin Skywalker so prevalent in this trailer? Aside from the fact to say that Hayden Christensen is back, I think he has a major role in the story. He was an Easter egg with a little bit of impact last time and like a great fan service moment. This time around, he seems, yes, for money, but he seems like really integral to the plot. Like if he's telling Ahsoka and having a full-on conversation with this lady about these might be your Jedi trials, this is your trial, and you have to go up against Thrawn, like the stakes seem really high.
They do, and I like that they seem to be using him as kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, nostalgia keeping start for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any of the comments other than like the first two. I don't know why. It's crazy.
Oh, so our password reset on everything. Not everyone might have.
Oh.
Like I don't think I can produce. Actually, can I click this? Oh, look at that. I have power still. There's trickiness with StreamYard happening right now.
Yeah, I
but-
can do that too.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm
Skip,
excited about it.
Skip doesn't want to do it.
Actually, I think that Anakin has gone into full Force Ghost mode, where he hangs out even when she's outside of the world between worlds.
Yes.
I think he's going to be kind of like Obi-Wan was to Luke, popping in when needed to kind of point them in the right direction. I'm very excited about it. I was thrilled with the preview of it. Then I was thrilled with. Of course, I went and saw Spider-Man 2 this weekend. Did you guys see Spider-Man yet?
I did.
Mhm.
Loved it.
It's nice to see them as adults.
No
That's
hashtag give
funny.
skip buttons.
Dave is in the house.
We gave you that big patch for a reason. It was a bribe.
But yeah, so I don't see any buttons in my login, so I guess I'm still safe. But yeah, I was telling Bridget because I got to go with Avery and Aaron because our freaking 1-year-old dog is still not to be trusted in the house for more than about 10 minutes. And so she didn't go, and I went and I said, you'll like it. I said, because it's a coming of age story, Spider-Man. And I really like the way they did it. I mean, I was not always happy with the storylines in Spider-Man. This one I really enjoyed.
Yeah. Did you get? First of all, you saw our boy Ezra there, Amon.
Yes, Amon. I saw him. I was like, hey, I know him.
So I noticed he's wearing a green shirt, and the mini keg next to him says Green Jackal on it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting that vibe, but we'll see. Also, I really liked how Peter and Frank Castle, the Punisher, kind of bounced off each other, and my boyfriend has laryngitis right now, so he kind of sounds like Frank Castle. He's like, no, wait, and he's doing that impression, and it's like spot on. But I really liked their friendship, and I really liked that like Frank was like reminded of his own children and Peter, and just kind of, you know, worked with him instead of just like being a lone wolf for once.
It is interesting to see Punisher team up with anyone, because he is such a lone wolf, as you said, and there's such an age difference between Frank Castle and Peter Parker. He doesn't know that. He thinks Peter is just a young man, not like a 19-year-old. Although I guess in this movie, he's 24 now, and he's also lived enough lives. Look, he went to space. He fought Thanos. Like
he got dusted.
He's lived quite a life. In a way that like many other 24-year-olds have not. He has enough life experience to put him up there with Iron Man in his 50s, right? So I think like from there, the weird thing is to see them as young adults when we know how much they've been through. But it is nice to see them as adults as opposed to teenagers. God, it's exhausting watching any superhero go to high school. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate origin stories. I hate teenagers. And that's how I know I'm old now. So it's the kind of thing where it was just exciting to see them at a house party drinking alcohol like adults, and like not they're going to get in trouble for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, new X-Men, so good.
I'm not thrilled about the new cast.
Oh,
I wasn't done with the old cast as far.
Oh my God, can they please be done? It's been 30 fucking years.
Well, no, not entirely.
The first movie was in 2000.
Yeah, but it's not the same character. It's not the same actors that were in the first movie.
Did you not see Patrick Stewart on our screen? He's in the next movie. He's in Doomsday.
No, I
Sir
understand
Ian McKellen
that.
is 90.
But what I'm saying is James McAvoy is not playing Professor Xavier.
Yeah,
and not only that, but Professor Xavier was supposed to be an adult. He was supposed to be the head of the school. Yeah. He had been around since the World War II. You know, you can't have him be a 25-year-old while the rest of them are, supposed to be high school age.
Here's the thing. But this man is in his late 30s. Who the fuck did they cast? Hold on, I'm going to scroll down.
I don't know the guy's
name. But I'm not talking about the original Cyclops. I'm not talking about the original Jean Grey. I mean, when they what was it? What was the X-Men movie?
About First Class.
Yeah, they brought in new casting. Mm-hmm. I was still happy with that casting. Why are you saying that?
I think that we did it. Here's the thing: we have to make a clean break.
It's the same thing as you just said before. Is I don't want to see kids again. We're going back to kids. Stop with the freaking kids and get me some adult stories.
Sadie Sink is not a child. She is also, and all of the X-Men they've cast are in their 20s. I think that's important. They are young adults.
We just watched her as a teenager in Stranger Things.
She just played a 20-something in Spider-Man. We just talked about this movie.
No. See, that's what I was saying. I didn't buy her as Jean Grey.
Oh my God. All right. I'm going to scream because I can't do another discourse around X-Men because
Sadie Sink is 24.
Yes, and that's the point. So is Kit Connor. I think he's 25. So Samara Weaving is 36, and she's playing Emma Frost. Who will be the same age as Professor X, meaning Soul Magneto. They're going to put them on the same line, right?
And Adam Driver is older.
Yeah, Adam Driver will be ageless because Mr. Sinister is like 150 or whatever he is,
and
right?
Indy Navarrete is 25.
Yeah, they're all in their 20s, and that's important. The X-Men need to be young. They need to be horny and stupid. Those are the main things. Young, horny, and stupid. That's the X-Men, right? So they're dealing with their powers coming into being. I'm glad you're right that I don't want them being teenagers. Like when Rogue was like a teenager and nearly killed, like when Anna Paquin played her, what was she, like supposed to be 17 or something?
Yeah.
That makes it challenging for a variety of things. But like it made her like too young, and I don't like
there's storylines that you can't play. You can't play about thinking about marriage and children in the future.
Right,
because teenagers
we do want to grow with these actors, right? Like the reason Spider-Man is working so well right now because Tom Holland is 30 in real life, and I guess his character is like 25 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is that we have been with him for a long time, and we've aged with him, and he isn't 100 years old. Because we did the same aging with Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., and Robert Downey Jr. looks like he's going to fucking collapse. Like, we have to let these old men leave. And that's why I think casting kids in their early 20s is the right move. That's my take on this. We need young, stupid, horny X-Men, like most importantly, and we need to build the correct team. I like that this team has Scott, Jean, Storm, Rogue, Professor X, and we've got a villain, right? But that's it. They haven't announced Angel, Bobby, Wolverine. Who else would be missing from the Gambit? Like, there's quite a number of people.
No, Gambit was in Doomsday. That's what it was.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think they don't want to give you the new Gambit while we're touting the Doomsday Gambit, right? Like, we can't be doing both of those. Like, at least with, like, Professor X, we know they have to give us another one. And Patrick Stewart's 100 years old also. So, that makes sense to me.
But David McCoy was, or McAvoy, I mean, what's his name?
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy was not the same age as Patrick Stewart. He could still get away with Professor X.
Yeah, but we're not going to carry over any of these people. And I think that's what everyone needs to let go of. The Fox people are not coming. And that includes Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. Their last hurrah will be Doomsday or Secret Wars, and then they have to go. The only person you could actually make the case for that would be the exact same actor in every single iteration would be whoever plays the Scarlet Witch, which we've already cast as Elizabeth Olsen. And even then, you could tweak it. But, like, if you were really going to go that way, she's the Nexus being, right? Like, Elizabeth Olsen should be the exact same in every single iteration of her existence. But we've already played with that in Doctor Strange, and they sort of killed her. I don't think they're bringing her back. But I do want to get to No More Mutants. So I think at some point we need we need Scarlet Witch.
We do,
but, like, will they do it with her, or will they recast her and say that the Infinity Stone found someone else? I don't know. There's a way around it, but I think everyone needs to be prepared that the X-Men of the Fox universe are getting their send-off, and they are not coming back, and we need a fresh start. So I fully support whoever they cast, as long as it's not anyone from the old universe. Please let go. It's been 25 years.
I'm really excited that they have, like, Rebecca Romaine and James Marsden.
Yeah, for one last farewell.
Alan Cummings and, like, all of them are there. I know Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds dropped a little, like, please.
Oh, that was embarrassing. Who else was embarrassed by that? I did not love it. I didn't love it. I thought that bit has played its way out already.
Yeah, exactly, Dave. I like the Vision Quest trailer. I'm ready for the kind of mystery that WandaVision brought us in that. So it's pretty cool to see, like, the house that's in the comics for Vision, and James Spader, like, not playing a robot but actually playing himself on screen.
I love it when he said no non-human
human avatars only.
Avatars, yeah.
Ooh,
so it goes from
quiet in the hall. Okay.
Which is funny.
I think Vision Quest is tricky because WandaVision was so long ago and not everyone watched Agatha. The people who watched Agatha love Agatha, but I think that it's a slice of the MCU and not a critical one for like you know how just the Doomsday trailer just came out and they put out a must-watch list of things for Doomsday. Agatha wasn't on it. Neither was WandaVision. So WandaVision and Agatha feed into Vision Quest, but is Vision Quest really just there to launch Tommy? Like, because we need a Young Avengers, because I still think, and I'm a licensee, so I try not to speculate, as I say all the time when I speculate. I still think there's something missing on the calendar, and I still think there's a Young Avengers project brewing to fill in the in-between of Doomsday and Secret Wars. Like, Secret Wars, the linchpin of Secret Wars is the Young Avengers crew, right? Like, and we've got like 7 of them spinning around in the MCU. So what are we doing?
Secret Wars came out when I was, in college.
The first time.
I don't remember the Young Avengers. Huh?
The new one from like 2018.
Young Avengers was like mid-2000s.
So not the original material, but let's play with it something else material, and then let's play with it one more time and put it on a movie.
The battleground.
That's why I kept going Secret Wars. That's when I was explaining to Avery. That's when the symbiote for Spider-Man's uniform gets messed up. He goes to the place where everybody keeps getting it, and out comes the symbiote. Here's your new costume, and he doesn't realize that.
That's true in the new one. That's still true in the new one.
Doesn't realize that it is actually a creature. He just thinks it's a uniform. Just like everybody else is getting a uniform. He got a uniform, except oh no! And it was after I think it was after Secret Wars that he really started to realize what it was, and then that became Venom.
I still think they'll give him the black suit for sure, and then that's your way to get Venom in, because Battle World will still be the thing, but the Young Avengers, I think, are going to be the ones who figure out how to go from Doomsday to Secret Wars. Lots of people are going to die, right? It's going to feel like the snap, I think, where we're going to lose a lot of people there. The ones who make it to Battle World are fucking stuck. How do we get them out of there? The Young Avengers have to come. You can imagine Kamala Khan and Haley Steinfeld and Wiccan and Speed. The kids have to save the day. And then when they do, though, they're going to make the terrible decision of lots of these people aren't making it out, and the universe is going to kind of reset. So what's weird is I think the Young Avengers are going to be roughly the same age as a lot of the X-Men, and that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Young Avengers is going to go very far. And honestly, I think we've cast a lot of these kids with high hopes of there being a Disney Plus series that's never going to materialize. And I don't think we're going to do anything with them. I don't think we'll see Wiccan again outside of maybe one instance in this in-between thing. The same thing with Kamala Khan, which is such a waste. Kamala Khan is like the perfect audience surrogate, especially for young kids. Everyone loved Kamala Khan. So the kids, anyway. The adults, we have enough characters for the adults.
I have a very serious question. How many packs of cigarettes does Florence Pugh smoke in a day? That voice of hers is so low and raspy.
She has a very deep register. Yeah. Meanwhile, Florence Pugh is on the list.
Serious cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, she's also, I think, dialing it up for the character. But she's on my short list of people who will make it into the new universe.
Yeah.
Because Florence Pugh is too powerful, as a person. So I think the people who make it into the next iteration include Spider-Man, so Tom Holland, because that's contractual, etc., which then includes Zendaya and the whole collective, right? The Spider-Man collective.
Does Ned become the Hobgoblin?
No, not Ned, but he will be someone. I think they'll figure out how to give him powers by the time we get to Spider-Man 7, because they'll never let Spider-Man die.
Doctor Strange.
It cost $2 billion worldwide. $2 billion. Mando Grogu stalled out at $400 million global. Spider-Man did $2 billion. We're talking 5 times the size.
It's already done $2 billion?
$2 billion.
Yeah.
What are we on, its second weekend?
Yeah. No, it's on its third, but still. Yes. Yeah. It's crazy. There you go. They'll burn down the theaters, Dave. So Tom Holland will survive, and we'll make it into the new, all right, let's say into 2028. Because if Secret Wars is December of 27, who's on the roster starting in 2028? We have all of the new X-Men. They've been announced, right? We've got our new Professor X, which means, rest in peace, old Professor X and old Magneto and everyone else. Tom Holland Spider-Man has to make it. I think Florence Pugh carries over as one of the few Avengers that makes it. Yeah. I think Anthony Mackie might make it. Bob, they're going to keep Bob because we'll finally get to Sentry. I don't know if there's anyone else from the core Avengers team. You might want to keep Hulk. Because they seem to love Mark Ruffalo, but you can recast Hulk pretty easily. But Steve isn't continuing, Robert Downey Jr. isn't continuing. There's probably plans for Fantastic Four to stay. But the roster of people carrying over is really light. They'll replace everyone from Black Panther. They'll replace everyone from Thor. They'll replace everyone from Iron Man. They'll just build all that stuff new. And all the other movies don't matter.
Yeah.
Too soon.
I don't know. It's been 20 years that we've been doing this. The first Marvel movie came out in 2008. It'll be 20 years going into 2028.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still too soon. Makes me feel old.
It does make me feel old. When they announced the cast for X-Men and they told me that Professor X was younger than me, I did want to shoot myself in the head.
I remember calling my mom up when Bill Clinton got elected and said, "How's it feel to have a president that's younger than you are?" She did not appreciate that.
Let me tell you, there is yet to be that situation in my life, since every president is the fucking oldest person I've ever seen in my life, since Trump again. So it's the kind of thing where everyone who runs this government is 100 years old, and they need to go. Also, they also need to be snapped. Can we do a Doomsday Secret Wars with Congress? Like, let's start there.
Seriously.
Yeah, that'll be the next plan. So, all right, we spent a lot of time on X-Men. Coming back to Star Wars, we have Ahsoka Season 2. They also said Maul Season 2 is hitting in 2027. And considering that Ahsoka's happening in January, the movie, the 1977 A New Hope is going to hit in February, March, one of those. Starfighter hits in May. They have to do Darth Maul in the fall, I would think, right? Yeah. So I
think that gives everybody enough time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lego Mando, yes, exactly, Dave. That looks so fun.
What does?
Lego Mandalorian.
Oh my God, that's coming like early September, right? Yeah. Right in time for the Mando Grogu movie to hit streaming. So we have to have our streaming watch parties, and September we have 2nd. To watch Mando. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. It looks so funny and so cute, and I'm just like, oh, they did a good job bringing the voice actor back for that. And I'm like,
now watch this transition. So, but I'm kind of excited to get into our season 5, 6, and 7 for our own show. Like that transition. Oh, man.
Love it. That's still far away. Hold on. I'm pulling up the Lego Star Wars Mandalorian special because it's only a special. Huh?
It's 5 or 6 weeks away. We're at what episode 15 or 16?
Is it?
What if it's night 16? We're on 16 tonight.
You're right.
There's only 21 or 22 episodes in a season.
We're closer than I realized. There's no
we're going to be in season 5. We're going to be rocking and rolling here in a little bit.
It's not telling me anything about.
And Jeremy Padilla. Let me tell you, Jeremy is the walking magnet for. I mean, next to our good friend Jeff, who has met everybody 3 times. He's in Disneyland. It's D23 season. Along comes Alan Tudyk, Doug Chang, and Dave Filoni.
So cool.
I mean, the man. He just knows where to walk in the park. He's got a secret source that tells him where everybody is, where everybody's going to be.
Alan Tudyk deserves that. So does Anne Hathaway. And Anne Hathaway getting emotional for it was crazy sweet. But yeah, Alan Tudyk has done so much for Disney, I feel. Between voice acting, obviously, Firefly is now owned by Disney, so that's a key thing. But it's just been really cool to kind of like, and Eric Goldberg, I'm a big animation fan, so having like the animator for like the Genie, Phil from Hercules, who else did he do? Like so many characters.
And what was Anne Hathaway bragging about that she was?
Princess Diaries 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she was just in Devil Wears Prada 2, so she's like in the House of Mouse.
I just saw that recently. I enjoyed the hell out of that.
It was good.
Oh, cool. I gotta watch that with my mom. I don't think she realizes it's on Disney Plus yet.
It was better than expected. Oh, can I just pop in real quick? All right, Lego Mandalorian voice cast. Gavin Hammond is playing the Mandalorian, so not Pedro Pascal. But David Accord is back as Grogu. Amy Sedaris is playing Moto. Yep. David Piscezi as Major Domo. So he's back. Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan. Emily Swallow as the Armorer. Giancarlo Esposito as Moff Gideon. Matthew Wood as Bib Fortuna and the Jawas and the Kowakian Monkey Lizard. Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shand. Nick Nolte as Kuiil. Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano. Taika Waititi as IG-11 and IG-12, who I do not know. Tamora Morrison as Boba Fett.
Yes, you do.
IG-12?
No.
I don't think I know who that is.
Yes, you do.
IG-11 is...
IG-11's a bounty hunter. Uh-huh. IG-12 is when Grogu's in the body, and he's like,
that's the body?
No. Yes.
Okay. That makes sense then. I thought it was just repurposed 11. Tamora Morrison as Boba Fett. Timothy Olyphant as Cobb Vanth, which I'm very excited about. I love Timothy Olyphant.
Stellar.
Andre Sagliuzzo as the Mithril. Carl Lumley as Grief Karga. So they've replaced, had to replace Carl Weathers.
I love that.
Eric Bowser as Luke Skywalker. He's done Luke before.
Yeah.
Marty Matulis as Vane.
Yes, I remember Marty.
Paul Lee as Carson Teva. Shelton
nice.
Young as the Anzellans. And Steve Bloom as Zeb. And Trevor Duvall as a Dark Trooper and Dorian Shard. So it is mostly the original cast returning, other than like Pedro and obviously Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
But like that's spectacular. That's gonna be
really
really
good.
fun. We'll have to do a watch along on the network, guys. I don't know how long the thing's gonna be, but like even if it's a half an hour or 45 minutes, we will do a nice little watch along that week.
So have you ever heard Timothy Oliphant talk about his people thinking that he is a Duhamel?
Yes,
Josh
he looks just like Josh Duhamel, and he has a whole thing with his like Christmas card, right?
Apparently, one day they ran into each other, and he got Josh to take a picture with his family. His wife and his kids were there, and so Josh stands in there and takes a picture with it. Well, they thought it was so funny that they put it as his Christmas photo, his Christmas card photo. And so they sent that out for their Christmas card, and his brother comes over to his mom's house, and his mom's got the Christmas card up on the fridge, and he's like, "Mom, you do know that's not your son." "Yeah, it is." No, that's a guy named Josh Duhamel. No, that it's
they
Tim,
look
no.
very similar.
They do.
I'm a huge fan of Timothy Oliphant. He's in Scream 2. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Scream 2, that's on you. He's one of the killers. He's a Ghostface killer. So I shouldn't say one of my favorite Ghostface killers, but one of my favorite characters within the Scream franchise, period. Like he's terrific in that movie. And I know he plays a fan favorite character with Cobb Vanth, like who's really popular from the books. I don't know Cobb Vanth from the books, but I loved him in the Boba Fett show. So I'm hoping he comes back because they did leave that open. Obviously he's going to be in the I guess now we're going to have to see him get shot in Lego form, and maybe there'll be some bricks get replaced and stuff.
Yeah, everywhere.
Oh no! R.I.P. for JJ's character, his cute deputy boyfriend.
Oh no!
Yeah, R.I.P. Meanwhile, we should get into Clone.
Oh
yeah, Sherry, we needed to do how about tomorrow on the Zoom, D23 can be the topic of conversation because we have to cover so much other stuff. Aside from fighting over X-Men, we have to talk about all the other reveals, all the new movies they've announced. We've got the Legend stuff, the park stuff, a whole bunch of TV, like things that I didn't even know were happening.
We're going to talk about it on Wednesday on Daughters of the Galaxy. We're just gonna
even better.
Delve into that. So
yeah. Great. Okay, let's get into Clone Wars. So let's put up the title card so Skip can do his weekly reading, which is my favorite part of the episode always.
Not this one, the other one. Fleeing across the galaxy with criminal fugitives, a disguised Obi-Wan, Cad Bane, and Moralo Eval are tenaciously, I butchered that name, are tenaciously pursued by Anakin and Ahsoka, who have no idea they're chasing their friend.
Oh no.
Is that how you say it? Moralo Avalo?
Eval, yeah, you're right.
Moralo Eval, right? That sounds right.
Eval. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. Who's the person that originally said that? Because that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
What are you kidding? Dave Filoni says it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like when they just take recycled fortune cookies and let's create a new saying, guys. Like, what are we doing? All right, let's queue up our Disney Plus machines. Clone Wars season 4. Dave will put up the countdown. And here we go. For a second, I was like, what's that moving? I was like, oh, it's the timestamp. We never use the timestamp, so it's good that it's here.
Yeah, it doesn't always work on my screen. Like when I log into VClock and I do this screen sharing thing on StreamYard, it doesn't always like me.
Moralo Eval.
Yeah.
Moralo Eval. I think I know.
So outside of the Star Wars reveals from D23, I thought the parks had a pretty solid, showing, especially the Disney villains stuff. Like that boat ride looks really good, and the way they explain it, that it's set through like the evil queen's magic mirror, which gives you like sort of the portals to, see all the other villains. I was like, yeah, you need something that pulls all of them in together. Like you need, like, how would you otherwise get Scar in there, right? Scar and Cruella de Vil, who in theory should be at odds with each other, but like it created like some sense of logic. And plus, a boat ride's always fun, and apparently like the load size on there is enormous, so you can move a lot of people in the ride, which is always a problem with like new attractions, is the cycle time. So it seems like this land is getting a lot of attention and good decisions being made. Like I'm really excited about the roller coaster that's based on Maleficent. So yeah, it does feel a little bit like Pirates.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm a little nervous about all this future talk of rides because Disney's not good on coming through on their future talk of movies. So what happens if rides don't work? I like work on that stuff. Great. When it's about 3 months out, then tell us, because then it's really going to happen.
This is in construction. I mean, you saw how quickly the Muppet stuff came together, right? They like tore apart that Aerosmith
when
stuff.
You're a year out, you're not close in construction. I mean, construction's a long way at a year.
Yeah. For the villains, though, I mean, you saw what they're doing. Like, they've started working behind the scenes.
So where
already.
Are they putting that?
Behind the Haunted Mansion. So the Haunted Mansion is now the end of America and the start of Villains Land, essentially. Like, that's the transition period. So you know how that's like all the way at the top of the park? There's stuff beyond that. So the back of house for Haunted Mansion, I think, is we'll say to the left. They're building to the top and to the right, is my understanding. So they're also like revamping the sight lines apparently on Haunted Mansion. I'd have to double check the exact schematics. I watched DSNY, which is Disney something news, whatever. They did a really good, thorough review of all the.
Is that in Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they did revamp the outside of the Haunted Mansion, just give it like a fresher looking.
If you ever get stuck
and everything, so.
You ever get stuck in the Star Wars world? This is really important stuff. A pawn shop has whatever a bounty hunter needs.
It's true.
So we have to go to.
I love that big hat.
Cad Bane's Wisdom of the World.
So I forgot. So when you were watching the Mando Grogu movie and you saw Embo turn up, he has a big fucked up hat also.
Yeah.
But do you remember that his ship looks like the hat? For the longest time, I thought that Cad Bane was the one who had the ship that looked like a hat because he's so known for his hat. And when I met Donald Mills at in Texas at Rebel ScumCon and I interviewed him, I didn't even mention the ship. But by the way, it was probably so rendered, I don't even know if he was even in the thing. But like that, it looks so much like the hat. Even Jason, when we were watching, that was the first time he had seen it, was like, oh wow, it looks just like his hat. And I was like, oh my god, this whole time I'm misremembering thinking it's Cad Bane. This is why I can't do trivia.
I don't remember Enbo having a ship in Clone Wars. Maybe I'm blanking out because I watched it during the pandemic and was working on deadlines during that time. But like, yeah, it was definitely made to look like his hat. And,
I'm pretty sure I saw it in Clone Wars. Like, maybe I'm hallucinating it too. Someone in the comments correct me.
Yeah, correct us.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that came out from Texas, speaking of my terrible trivia, is my trivia match against Sarah Barnes.
Oh my god!
It's hosted by Richard and Sarah from Skywalkers.
Somebody got trashed.
Yeah. Oh, here's the best part. The edit was very kind. Like, it doesn't look like I got destroyed as badly as I did in the final version of the video. Like, so we were having a grand old time, but in real life, my brain was not working. Like, it was a challenge for me to come up with answers. But it was still really, really fun. And then they put up a really good one today with Molly and Alex from Star Wars Explained. Mm-hmm. And those guys know trivia. So they were doing like deep cut, like big lore stuff.
Car dealership in space.
Yeah. I do enjoy Cad Bane as a character. And we got Tales of the Tales of the Underworld was what he was featured in. But I could see more of him. Like, add him to more stuff. I don't know if he'll be part of like the Ahsoka series or anything like that. You know, since he seemingly didn't make it out of Boba Fett.
He beat up a character like that named Pablo.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, he put a tracker on the ship. Yikes. Oh, one of the other standouts from D23, and we already knew this movie was coming. There was a little bit for Romeo and Michelle 2, where Lisa Kudrow and Mira Sorvino came out kind of in character and talked about what would be happening in the movie. And they actually gave away quite a lot. They were talking about who all their castmates were and how this one is not a high school reunion. They're actually going to a wedding. And because they're going to a wedding, they forgot. They're like, oh, yeah, we never fell in love and got married. Even though the end of the first movie makes it seem like maybe one of them was going to end up with Alan Cumming. So you have to wonder, where did that thread disappear into? So
I think he's using them as a beard.
I don't know. I mean, Alan Cumming's bisexual in real life, but not just gay. But I do think that there's something about a high school crush that once you get into the reality of the situation, maybe they were better friends. Certainly he invested in their business because they confirm that they still have the boutique on Rodeo Drive or in Beverly Hills or wherever, right? So they're still successful. And the big plot of the movie will be finding love at whatever age they are now. They're older than me, these characters. So that should be interesting. But I'm excited about that one. That one was one where I'm like, you know what, that's a dark horse for it's not going to make the money that Devil Wears Prada made, but I think it'll be a big hit.
I think so too. You got enough of the nostalgia people behind it.
Yeah. So. It's become a camp classic. It's one of those where actually I think it would be a huge hit on streaming. I don't know if it'll make $1 bazillion at the box office.
Also, I loved Alan Cumming in Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah, everything he does is so weird and different, which
so
is why
crazy.
I'm excited to see him as Nightcrawler one more time.
Yeah.
And I know we didn't do a major deep dive on X-Men 97 since we're not an X-Men channel or a Star Wars channel. But for anyone who follows X-Men 97, spoiler free, I will tell you that I think Nightcrawler got a couple of really interesting things happening to him in the series. He got one sequence where he kicks all the ass and he uses his teleportation powers to punch, appear and punch and kick and then grab and drop from heights and do all the things that you would do if you were playing a video game on expert level and just beating the shit out of a range of opponents. And it was shot so well too, because there are these close-up shots of people getting punched in the face like this, and it's just him appearing and pounding them. It was awesome. And then in the next episode, we get a lot of emotional weight with him where, he's the most religious character in the whole series, right?
Right.
He's one of the few that actually goes to church and prays, and his religion defines him in a big way. And he actually gets a moment
believing he was a demon.
Right. And so, and in some of the iterations of the comics, he even becomes a priest. So his faith and being Christian is really important to him. And he kind of gets to talk to God for a little bit in the episode. And I feel for a religious character, especially one like him, that's a big deal. Even if it's not necessarily his God, because, Marvel has a lot of gods, right?
Yeah.
you can count Thor if you really want. But he gets to talk to a big boy God for quite a bit, which is very, very exciting. I felt they handled that really, really well. And it gave a really satisfying moment for his character in an otherwise bloated cast of characters. We did nothing with Storm this past season. She had really great development in season 1 and then nothing in season 2. And I was worried that was going to happen to a batch of characters in season 2. And they did better with Nightcrawler in season 2 than they did in season 1.
Okay. I have to finish that. I think I started episode 1 of season 2 and I'm work has just been such a pain that as soon as I get home, I'm just coma. So,
I feel that.
Yeah.
All I was doing this weekend, I went to an LGBTQ Comic-Con called FlameCon, which was really fun. But outside of that, I was just keeping up with D23. That's all I could do.
I know,
like,
it was so
fun.
I
was D23 like this. AJ had a whole bunch of stuff on the network, everyone. So if anyone wants to know all of the ins and outs, also every Star Wars channel did a breakdown of the Ahsoka trailer. So there are plenty of Easter eggs and all sorts of analysis all over the place, as well as just reactions from people. You could actually see the pain in some of their eyes where like the new Rockstars team, they were live at the events and then they were coming back and you could see Jessica Clemens in her sunglasses being like this at the table, trying to talk about the things, trying to remember stuff. I was like, these people are putting in like 20-hour days over here.
Just glazing over. What was it? I know they had a lot of the D23 merch available on Shop Disney or Disney Store website today.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to get like the Pixar lamp, the Luxo lamp.
Oh, cute.
That's what I really wanted. So I'm like, oh, sweet. But it's just a lot of the things that I saw that were available there, like the $1,200 pin. Like I was like, geez, like Disney
That's
definitely knows their audience when it comes to pin collectors. Like, I just can't imagine spending that much money on like, and it was a huge like Disney princess pin, so it had like Pocahontas, Mulan, it had the horse, Mulan's horse. Yeah, so many Muppets. Oh my god, the Muppet sweater was hilarious because it had like little plushies of the Muppets characters and stuff. So
I hope they're going to be doing stuff with the Muppets and not just like turning them into merchandise, because I feel like we can do better than that.
We can. They deserve better than that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I don't know what the plan is, but I would love to see more Muppets. More Muppets, period.
Yeah.
Let Pedro Pascal do something with the Muppets. When I was rewatching Mando, that movie's just a Muppet movie. It's like him and a bunch of puppets, Zeb, who's not really real, Embo, who's not really real. Yeah, a lot of special effects, a lot of walking around on the volume. It's so funny. The movie starts out so strong with some of the craziest stunts in the world, like really great running through the hallway, action, shoot 'em up kind of shit. And then like it falls flat. And then you get the middle of the movie where Grogu is taking care of him. And it's like the most compelling 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then the final battle is like pointless. So although his fight with Donald Mills is really good, like the Embo fight is good. But like watching it again, I was like, this is so flat. Everything about it.
Oof. If you're not like beat up in a bar, what's the point?
Yeah. Also, it would take every ounce of me to like not use the force at every turn, just being like snap the neck, snap the neck. Like make it look like you did it with your hand, but you know, use the force.
So that last statement of have Kirk write that, you know, of course, Kirk Thatcher was telling us that he wrote the Muppets, the pirate, was it the pirate movie? Or Treasure Island. Treasure Island. He wrote that movie.
Love that movie. That's a classic.
Kirk was a great time to spend time with him. He was fun, enjoyable. Watching him sing I Hate You was like...
That was crazy.
And it sounds just like it did in whatever year that was that Star Trek 4 came out in.
Yeah, I don't remember what year that was. Meanwhile, another giant red flag. As I was saying, force choke. Anakin was doing it. He has no problem using his force powers to intimidate witnesses and getting the information he needs, which I'm not against. He's not part of law enforcement. There aren't like rules and laws against this kind of thing. Like the Jedi can say all they want that you shouldn't do that kind of thing, but like, you know, they're not taxpayer funded where we have to like hold our public officials to like specific rules and stuff. Like he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
1986, the year I graduated from high school.
That was Star Trek, right?
4.
Yeah.
I remember watching the first one in the movie theater.
Muppet Treasure Island was 10 years later, 1996. And it was directed by Brian Henson.
Besides playing that part and writing that song, he was a special assistant to Leonard Nimoy.
Oh.
I'm scrolling through the Deadline article again. You saw the Ahsoka poster that came out too, which looks incredible.
Looks so cool.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be available on like Shop Disney. Vision Quest. We saw the Starfighter jacket, which has the Rebel symbol upside down, kind of creating a little bit like a piratey kind of skull. Yeah, it's very piratey, which I didn't love. What do you think of his name? He's playing Cade.
Cade Oberon.
Yeah, which sounds like Onderon and sounds like everything else. I don't know if there's a reason Cade is the thing, but fine.
The great-grandson of Luke Skywalker.
Everything's got to tie into
If you read, where are they? They're sitting in this room, the Legacy comic books.
What about the comic books?
No, Hell's Bills.
I agree, Dave. I think it's going to feel Skeleton Crew-y immediately with that type of thing. Also, he better not be related to a Skywalker. First of all, Luke Skywalker never... I don't know if Luke Skywalker's ever had sex with a woman. Let's start there. I certainly don't think he has any children.
Mara Jade.
That different continuity. I think the Luke Skywalker that we know from these movies is a celibate priest type, not a fatherly have kids type.
Yeah, Troy. That was the first thing I thought of. I was like, Oberon?
I think it's Oberon with an O, right?
Yeah, I think Oberon.
You wait, they're gonna.
But that's, I don't know. It's close, I guess. But
I would like to not hear the word Skywalker again for a while. For a while.
I need to go forward. There's other characters in the galaxy far, far away, and Peridia that don't need to be connected to the Skywalkers.
Which is why, we have a lot of Anakin coming in Ahsoka season 2 probably, but I would
you better get used to it for a while.
Yeah, I can deal with Hayden for a little bit. I like him personally. I should say I can deal with Anakin for a little bit, but it still needs to be focused on Ahsoka and the threat of Thrawn. Even less so with the Rebels. I love my Rebels people, as you know, but I don't need to see a lot of Hera Syndulla or Ezra Bridger or Zeb. I got enough of Zeb in the Mando movie. What the fuck's the point? Why are we doing Zeb? That could have been anyone. There was no reason for it needing to be Zeb. It didn't matter. His Lasatness never came into need. Anyone could have been the pilot. Anyone can spin the bow staff. There was I was thinking about this. Sigourney Weaver's obviously the stand-in for Carl Weathers, but why is Zeb here? It made no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It makes tie-in sense. In these movies, you've got to tie in a little bit. And they're tying into successful story arcs. Rebels was a successful story arc. Ahsoka, the Clone Wars was a successful story arc. Mm-hmm. You got to tie it into that, so you pull in some of those characters.
Yeah, I just felt like
and the question really becomes, Mark, is okay. You say that you don't want those people, but if they came in with some completely, totally different, nobody that was originally in Star Wars, does it become Star Wars, or is it just another universe?
No, here's the thing. I think that Star Wars is enormous, and I think we should continue to build new characters all the time. And we shouldn't have to rely on everything being a Skywalker thing. I think the biggest complaint about Skeleton Crew is that there was nothing Star Wars connected. And then the biggest complaint about The Mandalorian is that it's too connected. There's probably a middle ground. Honestly, I think coming back to the connections though, they have to be meaningful. Zeb being there didn't actually add anything to the plot. It could have literally been anyone. We could have made it Sabine. We could have made it Ahsoka. We could have made it Lux Bontari. It literally served, you know what I mean? Anyone, just they needed to be able to fly the plane, and they needed to be able to swing a bow staff. That's 70% of Star Wars.
I love the scene with Ahsoka where she comes in and is like, "Yeah, don't mess with Anakin."
Yeah, she's a badass at all times.
It's crazy.
I mean, he got knocked out. That's a big deal. This was our moment to like stop all of the tragedy that happens in the future. Just kill him right there.
Right there, right now.
Yeah, right there, right now. But coming back to the Skywalkers, in this new Starfighter movie, it's fine if they want to reference the Empire, the Republic. Obviously, they're using the symbol. I don't want to see a single cameo character. They've already announced this like incredibly recognizable cast of people, including like Amy Adams. Like it's like really crazy how many people are known in this movie. That's bad enough already. I want there to be no known characters. Like I don't want to recognize a single character in this movie. I don't even want to see stormtroopers or Imperial officers. Like it should be a whole other thing. We need to start fresh. I'm really over the reimagining of the potato, the reheating the nachos, as it were. Like let's be done with all of that and create something new. And then if the new thing fails, the new thing fails. But what I don't want is like nostalgia bait that keeps coming out like lukewarm. You know.
I agree. I want them to grow, and I don't need the nostalgia. I know like everyone's like, oh, well, this has no connected ties, as you said, but it just at the same time, it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Well, I got to be honest. I think that's probably the reason they canceled the Rey movie and the Ben Solo movie. They were like, oh, why would we continue?
Remember,
with this
they're
stuff?
not working on this movie right now.
Yeah, they're not. They're not working on Rey. They're not working on Ben Solo. Nor should they.
But did you see the Jedi hand trick that Dave Filoni did?
Yeah, no.
Or is he just being snarky?
Yeah, yes and yes. But I also think he's literally not working on it. I think there's no Rey movie. I don't think there's a Kylo Ren movie. I don't think there's a Taika Waititi movie or a Ryan Johnson trilogy.
I'm going to say right here, this is why Disney doesn't need to come out and say, we're going to do this, because I sat there in freaking London, and out on the stage comes Rey, and Dave Filoni is going to make his movie. Dave Filoni has not made his movie. That was a Jon Favreau movie. The guy that did Wolverine.
Sean Levy.
No.
Sean Levy did Wolverine.
No, James Mangold.
Oh, sorry. Logan. Yeah.
Logan. Sorry.
Yes.
Did Logan, and James Mangold was going to do a beginning of the the
Dawn of the Jedi.
Yeah, so he was going to get Dawn of the Jedi. There was going to be a Rey movie, and Dave Filoni was going to get a movie. And guess what? None of that shit came through, and we're 2 years from that announcement. And in fact, we've seen plenty of that ain't going to happen kind of stuff. Like, okay, we're not going to do the Rey movie. Nobody likes that shit. Why stick with it? So.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I think they need.
That's why it's like, this is what's going to happen in 2 years. Yeah, right. You guys are going to change your mind.
Yeah.
Hell, they do a lead off at the end, the post credit scenes that they do, trying to tease you about what's going to happen, and then they change their mind before they get to it, and the movie is not at all what they thought it was going to be about.
Look, Marvel has been, I think, the worst offender of that. They've been particularly terrible about cancellations. I mean, Star Wars has been really bad also, but like Marvel had to fully rejigger, after Kang. I do think the cancellations on the Marvel side are really just devastating in some ways. Like the fact that we're not getting a Blade movie is really heartbreaking. The fact that Wonder Man season 2 isn't coming back is really sad.
I'm so pissed about that.
I'm pissed about Blade. Like I'm legitimately angry about that.
Yeah.
Because it also means you'll never get a Midnight Suns. You're not gonna explore that whole supernatural.
Like, why
side
did we have Werewolf by Night then? It's just again, it's frustrating. It's just,
what are we doing? I don't know. I think
the whole Blade thing was abusive on a whole other level, because he was under contract and ready to do that movie for 10 or 15 years, and
it was announced in 2019, so you have to assume it started a year before that. So we're probably coming up on, this is our 8th year, like in theory, going into the making.
And then
that.
and then Sony goes and does the Wolverine and
Deadpool.
Thank you, Deadpool, and it's the end of the day for me. So Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and they bring out the original Blade.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, and then it's all of a sudden it's like, okay, what's going to be hard to bring out the new Blade when people got revitalized by seeing the old Blade.
But that movie was also a send-off. Like, I think that's fine. Like, I don't think that had any impact on it. I honestly think that, like, Marvel just didn't know what they wanted to do with this movie. Once I heard that a bunch of the costumes were reused for Sinners, I was like, oh, they were going to set this movie in a very different time period. And I think they wanted to, in order to make it different than the Blade trilogy that had come out already, it wasn't going to be modern day. It was going to be a period piece. That would be great. Because you don't need then an explanation as to where Blade has been during all the other madness, right? Or whatever else. Like, he could just exist in a different time period. And vampires 100 years ago, there'd be like almost no evidence. It would be like an urban legend kind of thing. Like, that could have really worked. And then for whatever reason, it fell apart. And then Wonder Man Season 2 is canceled. We're hearing confirmation that there won't be another Eternals. No surprise there. But that one, like, personally, I was annoyed by. And then there's no.
See, I liked the Eternals and didn't like Wonder Man.
What's that?
I didn't like. I still haven't finished Wonder Man.
Wonder Man's good.
It's good.
Wonder Man's really good. I will say I will go to bat for Eternals. That movie is a little out of place because of the Thanos of it all, and their explanation for that is patently ridiculous. The same way that, like, the growing celestial inside the earth itself is patently ridiculous. Those are the problems. Everything else about that movie is, like, gorgeously shot, really interesting characters, a gigantic cast that somehow works together. Like, I don't know how you have 12 leads in a movie and I care about all of them. Like, that's, I can't do that in a team up movie where I've already spent hours with these people. Like, Chloe Zhao knows what she's doing. So I was very impressed by the way the actors also brought themselves to those roles. Like, playing everything just a little bit out of chemistry with one another because they're not actually human. Like, they telegraph for you why Circe and Icarus don't have chemistry, and it's because they're fucking robots. Like, and that everything is off. Like, you're watching this movie being like, what's wrong with what's going on? I was like, oh, this terrible mystery hiding behind the scenes and everything, and it's the final week on Earth, right? There's like all these really interesting stakes, and then it goes nowhere. And also it brings up a lot of questions about, like, faith and humanity and philosophy of, like, life and death. Like, there's really interesting heavy stuff in that movie that is not made for the average Marvel audience. The same way those comics are not made for the average Marvel comic audience. So it was an interesting choice to make this movie. I'm glad they swung. I'm sad it was a swing and a miss. I wish there could be more. But I understand why they're not continuing. I don't understand how they fucked up Blade. That's the one that I'm never gonna understand how. How did you miss that? Like,
people have been wanting a Blade
Well,
movie for
and there's I
20
mean,
years.
Blade was so detached from any of the other. It wasn't like Wonder Man was part of the Avengers and they did this off the wall kind of Wonder Man thing, and it wasn't well received because they wanted Wonder Man attached to the Avengers and being Wonder Man, and Blade didn't have that situation.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's kind of a standalone. There, you know, he's not involved in anything else but Blade.
And Mahershala Ali can act his ass off.
Yeah.
Like, he would be so good as Blade, and I don't understand what the problem is or what the holdup is. Like, don't approve projects if you don't have a solid script, because then everybody just gets mad.
This was announced in 2019. So we have three major things that happened. Obviously, COVID being the biggest one, right? COVID really fucked up everything as part of the slate and the rise of stream. So multiple things happened. COVID shut down production. So right off the bat, like, we couldn't make anything new. And at the same time, there was this, like, insatiable demand for streaming because everyone was stuck at home. So streaming was overstated in terms of importance while simultaneously having not enough content to fill the streaming, right? So we've got this, like, wild imbalance. Then everything rebalanced, and everyone who was at home all day realized they don't need all these subscriptions. So they canceled their Disney Plus, their HBO, everything else. And then we found out all of these projects are crazy expensive and don't make any money. Like, that's the other thing. Streaming wasn't bringing in the money that everyone expected it to. And theaters took a long time to recover. This is the first summer since 2019 that revenue at the box office is in line with 2019. Like once 2020 happened, it's taken 6 years to get back to 2019 levels.
Yeah.
Like, and it's only happening now because of Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man and the Odyssey are carrying the weight of it. Although we had a lot of surprise hits like Backrooms and a bunch of other stuff that's really contributed, like in
Obsession,
in a huge way. Yeah, like Obsession was an enormous hit, whereas other things flopped. Supergirl and Masters of the Universe didn't help, right? Neither did the Mando Grogu movie, frankly.
Yeah,
like,
those are 3 movies that should have been huge and just tripped all over themselves.
And yeah, they didn't. But Toy Story was a hit, not
Loved
as much
it.
for Minions. But like the box office is finally back to 2019 levels. So we've had all of this change happen in the past 6 years of the way we consume media. And when everyone realized it's too expensive and not everyone's home all day watching it, they just started cutting projects. And they couldn't get actors back on schedule. And then we had the writer's strike. So it was, and the SAG strike, right? So we had 2 strikes. We had COVID, oversaturation of streaming, the lack of profitability on streaming, the mergers that have happened, right? Where there's like 9 things that happened in the past 6 years. And we're in the middle of another merger right now with Warner Brothers and Paramount, which tell me now the Warner Brothers slate is going to be adjusted. There's no 2 ways about it, whether they get bought by Paramount or not, or get bought by Netflix. There's no way the DC slate is hanging on. Like, they've already canceled Booster Gold and The Authority, and I don't know what else is happening, but I don't know what's going on with 2028. Where's Wonder Woman? What are we doing?
No idea. It's crazy.
It makes my head spin. Anyway, we're well over time and well off topic. What else is new? So let's talk about what's coming out on the network this week. Ashley, take it away for Daughters of the Galaxy, because I know you said you have a really exciting topic.
Yeah.
With Sarah.
So Sarah and I, not only are we going to discuss her Daughters of the Galaxy panel with the ladies of Leia, we have to talk about that. I want to hear firsthand from Sarah herself, like how that was.
It was amazing in person.
Yeah, I'm so stoked for her.
Yeah.
And also we're going to discuss D23. We're going to discuss the merch. We're going to discuss the panels. We're going to discuss the park projects. We're just going to get all kinds of nerdy with D23. So
nice.
That's our Wednesday with JB and Sarah.
And then Thursday is the watch along. They're doing Ahsoka season 1, episode 8. That's the finale.
Yeah.
Dave, is there a reason we're watching the season 1, episode 8 episode?
Not that I have been made privy to.
Okay, I can't remember. I feel like there was a rationale. I think with Ahsoka season 2 being announced, this might be the reason, and people want to just talk about the Ahsoka trailer. That's probably the main reason that we picked it. And then, of course, we have Unifying Force. They're going to be doing a San Diego Comic-Con and Rebel Scum Con overview. So if you haven't had your fill of either of those events, please tune into the Unifying Force. That's Dave and Gio and Kat. There's so much news to cover. It's crazy. And then we'll be back next week with a new episode where we might even watch some of the episode. The Clone Wars.
I was quiet because I was watching the episode. Trying to stuff a little piece of the episode in every once in a while. Hey,
I was not. These are not my favorites, but we're coming up on some of the. I mean, the Darth Maul stuff is coming very soon. We're so close to Darth Maul returning, so it's gonna be awesome. Yeah,
wouldn't take mess on that. Nice.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you for Dave for pitching in to produce tonight. We will see all of you guys next week, and we'll catch you on the network. As always, may the Force be with you, and long live the Republic.
For light life.
Hello there. Hi, I'm Mark Von Olin, the Director of Programming at the Virtual Cantina Network, and I'm here with James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I know that one well. I have the high ground if I... Wait, yes. Thank you. Now I have the high ground. And you are watching Clone Wars Revisited. This is the show you're looking for.